Hello princesses! Today I'm going to be talking about the Saemmul Real Gel Tints. I picked these up because they were very inexpensive. They were $2.39 each, which is a pretty good deal if I do say so. I don't particularly like water tints, but it's a great deal, and if they were good colours then it's, you know, even better for everybody else who does like water tints. Technically they're gel tints, so they're not quite as thin and liquidy, and they're a lot more pigmented. Like really pigmented, like super staining your lips pigmented. Like this is a stain from the tints, and lots of scrubbing. So for these ones, the product description says, watery soft gel fixed texture, easy to apply and long lasting. This gel based tint provides lips with a healthy flushed looks on lips. The packaging of these products is very Saem like. They do tend to have this kind of decorative top, like I don't know what I think it's supposed to be like a candy wrapper. This one you can shove your finger on the inside of it, and I find that really entertaining to do. Is it functional? Absolutely not, but yep. These I don't find the nicest to store because obviously the bottom is actually rounded. I'm so sorry about the sunlight going in and out there. So you do need to stand them on the tip like this, which they can do, but it is kind of strange because you really want the product to be down the bottom where the actual doe foot is, not up the top. They all have a doe foot applicator, which makes them really easy to apply, and there are 4 colours in this collection, so it's a nice, small, very pigmented collection. Number 1 is called Red Soda. You can see that my lips are already stained. They were stained after doing the very first one, which was not this one because this is not the lightest colour. There isn't really a huge amount that I can do about that, please understand this. If I put foundation on my lips, yes, they will be slightly lighter, but they're still going to look pink. There really isn't anything that I can do to cover them up that much, and also bear in mind that other people have more pigmented lips that might already be this colour, so just because they are stained doesn't necessarily mean that these swatches are useless. And because they stained so quickly, I can definitely attest to the fact that these stain really heavily. So if you want something that sticks to your lips, these are good options. I will attempt to do a gradient because this is much darker than the staining that is on my lips at the moment. So this is what Red Soda would look like if it was as a gradient. I actually don't mind this one like this because my lips are already stained underneath with a deeper pink that they normally would be. I feel like it meshes quite well and it looks a little bit more cohesive than when I did the gradient without any staining, because that just looked really harsh. And this is what it looks like as a full lip application. I really like this red. I think it is very pretty. It's very deep and dark. I think that it looks quite good on my skin. It doesn't taste great, but it doesn't taste bad, and it doesn't smell too bad either, so this one definitely gets a thumbs up from me. So this is Red Soda. Number 2 is called Darjeeling Tea. I don't know how to say that word. I probably should, but I'm not a huge tea drinker. So let's give this a go. This is what it looks like as a gradient. It's pretty useless because my lips are already super stained after just one swatch. But yes, it does work as a gradient. They all do, but they're not my favorites for gradients, so I'm just gonna keep going. And this is what this shade looks like. I'm not a huge fan because I do not really like oranges, but it's not too orangey of an orange, but it's definitely not one that I would pick out of the bunch as one that I would like to use. So this is number 2, Darjeeling Tea. Yeah, I don't think I'm saying that right, I'm so sorry. Number 3 is called Grapefruit Aid. This is actually the first one that I'm swatching because it looks to be the lightest and they are going to stain my lips. So this is what Grapefruit Aid looks like as somewhat of a gradient. I think that it looks okay, but I feel like with these ones they stain so much that it is hard to gradient them, especially if you're not going to use a second colour. Like this to me looks really patchy, and up close it looks really awful. So they're not products that I personally would use for gradients. And this is what it looks like as a full lip colour. I don't mind the scent of this one or the taste, but it is definitely not my favourite. It's like a little bit bitter. I do really like the colour though. It's a really pretty pink. It's not really grapefruity like I was expecting it to be, more orange looking at the packaging, but I actually really like the colour. So this is number 3, Grapefruit Aid. The last colour is called Chateau Burgundy. My lips are dead. This is as much as I can get off them. Like, yeah, this is the darkest shade though, so I did plan it out. I just messed that up. I did plan it out so that I at least did the lighter coloured first, so I'd stack the darker colours on top. That I wasn't prepared by how much they were going to stain initially, so Yeah. So this is what Chateau Burgundy would look like as a gradient. You can't see a huge amount of the gradient because my lips are so stained underneath, I'm sorry, and oh my gosh, they're turning red. But I don't think this would be the best gradient for me anyway because it is so deep and dark. If I was using it with two different colours, then yes, maybe it would be quite nice, but by itself, absolutely not for me. And then this is what this one looks like as a full lip colour. I think it's probably my favourite in the range because it's more of a pinky red than the other one, which was Red Soda, which was a bright red. I prefer this one personally as a red. It's kind of, yeah, I think it just suits me a little bit more, although it is wildly staining my teeth. Like, I can't even get that, I can't get that off. I can't get that off without cleaning my teeth, and like my hands don't even, yeah, seriously, seriously. These are so strong, you guys have no idea. But this is Chateau Burgundy. So overall for these tints, I'm actually kind of a fan of them. My favourites are the Chateau Burgundy and the Red Soda. I actually really like both of the red colours. The other two colours I could kind of do without. The Orange Tea one, which I cannot pronounce, don't really like oranges. And the other one is the Grapefruit Aid. This one was okay, I just didn't really love it all that much. It's not really that unique. I mean, neither of the two red shades. How many red tints do I have? I probably have dupes of these. Let's be very realistic. I probably have these already, so that means that I probably won't keep them. But I really did enjoy the colours. So Red Soda was that more bright sort of orangey red, and then Chateau Burgundy was that beautiful deep berry. And I just really enjoyed the colours as well as the pigmentation and how easy they were to apply in that aspect. There are some hard points. If you apply these in the wrong place and try and take it off, really difficult. Like, that is really hard to do because they stain so quickly, it is ridiculous. So you have to be very, very, very careful when applying them, that you're applying them in the right places. Same with the gradienting, because they're so pigmented. Like, if you go even slightly out of where you want it to go, your gradient is going to not be that great, and it's hard to fix mistakes. So there are some downsides with being so pigmented and so strong and staining. But there are definite upsides to that. The upside is that they do last a really long time. I find that these last on me 6 hours if I don't eat or drink. If I eat something oily, then yes, they will come off because oil generally just removes lip products. But I can have like a coffee and like a snack and I would be totally fine, and I wouldn't need to reapply. When I do need to reapply, it's generally only the very center of my lips, and that's not a problem for me. I just kind of like swipe it on without looking and rub my lips together and we're done, because the food doesn't generally touch the outer sides of my lips, so the actual outline of my lip is still there. I'm just filling in the rest of the center. So overall, for these being so cheap, like I said, these were $2.39 at the moment when I'm recording this, and I feel like they were a little bit cheaper than that when I bought them as well. I'm not sure. The full price on Rosary Shop is only $3.98, so you're going to be paying just a little less than $4 each for full price anyway. I feel like these are really, really great quality. The colour selection is not amazing. It's generally like your regular K-beauty colours, an orange, a pink and a red, except this time you get 2 reds. What a treat. So while I do wish that they would make some more interesting colours, I have a sneaky suspicion that these are like as old as time themselves, so I can't really ask that much more. So I would definitely recommend them if you guys are looking for a super pigmented tint that stays on a very long time. If you are not so good at doing the outline of your lips and are maybe a little bit awkward with applying lipstick still, I would very much not recommend them because I think that you will have a very hard time with these. So just keep that in mind. Thank you guys so much for watching this review, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!